Thank you, Vedant. A couple of questions. Today, the Israelis assassinated Faik Mabhouh, who is one of the police commanders, and in fact, he was responsible for the distribution of the American flour a couple of weeks ago, and so on, effectively and efficiently. Now, if I recall, there was back in February, I think February 24th, the administration requested that Israel not assassinate the police force because they keep order and so on. Has Israel broken this?
I'm not aware of this specific report.
Could you look into it?
I'm not aware of this specific report, but I'm happy to.
Right. I have a couple more questions. Yeah. Just to follow up on Simon's. UNICEF says that 13,000 children in Gaza have been killed. It's staggering, but it doesn't seem to have any end. I mean, this thing keeps going day after day. The Israelis keep going to the hospitals, over and over and over again. So we see them now at the Shifa complex. So, what is your comment? I mean, could this go on for the next 6 months?
Let me say a couple things on this side. First, as it relates to any timeline, we have not parsed words about the fact that we wanted to see this conflict end as soon as possible. And in fact, Hamas could end this conflict yesterday. Hamas could lay down its arms, all of its arms. Hamas could stop co-locating itself with civilian infrastructure, with civilian institutions like hospitals. Hamas could release all of the hostages that it has been holding since October 7th. All of those things could happen. And on the impact on children, we are, of course, devastated by the toll that this conflict has taken. It is an unspeakable tragedy, the number of children that have been killed, and it is an unacceptable outcome of the fighting of the past 5 months. And that is why at every opportunity, we have reiterated to our Israeli partners that additional steps must be taken to minimize civilian casualties. But again, Saeed, I will also remind you that Hamas could end this conflict at any moment by releasing all of its hostages, by laying down its arms.
So nothing short of Hamas laying down its arms will bring this war to an end, right?
That's not at all. That's not what I'm saying.
But that's what you just said.
That's not what I'm saying. When it comes to when it comes to a ceasefire, we have been very clear. I have, Matt has, the Secretary has, that we believe that progress being made on the release of hostages could allow for the conditions in which broader diplomatic conversations can be had when it comes to the safety, security, and stability of the region, and conditions could be created in which additional humanitarian aid might be able to enter Gaza, which is what we would hope for in such a ceasefire.
I want to ask about UNRWA, but just to follow up on your point now. I mean, are there any indications, has there been any assessment that Hamas is about to lay down its arms, that it's reaching the very end where it could say, cry uncle and say, that's it, we're done?
You've seen the Secretary and others speak pretty clearly that we believe some kind of deal as it relates to the release of hostages and progress in other areas continues to be possible, and it's something that we're continuing to work towards.
Yeah, but just to remind you that last Monday, the intelligence chiefs, all of them said that Hamas is not about to lay down its arms, so this war can go on.
Again, Zaid, this is something that we're going to continue to work towards.
Okay, one last question on UNRWA. Yesterday, Senator Chris Van Hollen called the claims against UNRWA as flat out lies, unquote. Are you in touch, first of all, with the senator? You looked at what he based his assessment on. Are you changing your position on UNRWA and the investigation and so on? Because it seems that all the Europeans, all your allies, Australia, Canada, all of them are saying there is no evidence that UNRWA was involved in any way, shape, or form
Said, I will
October 7th.
let the senator clarify or expand on any of his comments. I will just say that we found the allegations that were made against certain UNRWA employees to be credible and to be legitimate, and that is why we continue to be focused on this ongoing investigation. And as Secretary Blinken has said, it is important that these allegations are thoroughly investigated, that there's clear accountability, and that necessary measures are put in place so it doesn't happen again. We believe that the United Nations recognizes this, which is why we welcome the fast launch of an investigation and an independent review to look at some of these issues, and we look forward to the result. I will also say, though, Saeed, we agree that UNRWA plays a critical role in providing life-saving assistance to Palestinians in Gaza across the region, including essential food, essential medicine, shelter, and other vital humanitarian support. And lastly, on our partners and allies in other countries, these are sovereign decisions for those countries to make when it comes to the support that they are in a place to provision or not.